just mad. I'm just fucking mad anymore. There's no reason for me to be like, yay, fucking America. Like, we're so great. We're so free. We're so powerful. I'm fucking starving. I have to go without so that my kid can fucking maybe have Pop-Tarts once a month. So I'll go without fucking eating something, right? It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't fucking be that way. We shouldn't have to go like, let's see, we haven't had meat in a long time, because guess what? We can't fucking afford it, okay? Nor do we want to go down and buy the, meat glue fucking meat at Walmart that, America just thinks that, we deserve, right? Because we're not worth anything. Because that's what I'm taking it as. We're just not fucking worth it. But yet we're the ones working every fucking day to make this country go round and round. But we're not worth being able to have decent fucking food, or the amount of food that we need to fucking have one of our family members go without. I'm done. I'm so done. It shouldn't be this way. And I know that it's not just this way for me. Don't get me wrong, I love being single and I love living alone. It's great, it's fantastic, but fuck, it's expensive. I just spent $600 on brakes on my car, just on the front part of the car, because I couldn't afford all 4 brakes and axles and rotors and whatever the fuck. And then now I just paid my car payment, which is $500, so I just blew $1,100 in like 3 hours, and it wasn't even like fun, Fuck. Sorry, it's just so overwhelming. Like, you work and 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 you work, and it's just to pay off like your basic necessities.
Probably gonna make some people mad, but I don't feel like 90% of us make enough money to even worry about the economy crashing. Everybody is like, the stock market's gonna crash, share prices are going down, and I'm like, I never got a share in the first place. The housing market is plummeting. Maybe I'll finally be able to afford one. I want to be in a tariff tax bracket to where I can actually care. The rate we're going, no one's ever going to be able to afford a new car. I've not been able to do that anyway.
I am 48 years old and I am broke. When I say broke, I mean $0 broke, no money. And I am burnt out to the core. And I'm done living like this. I have worked in group homes and nonprofits for over 25 years now. I've poured my heart into my job, gave it everything I got, but I'm burnt out. I don't have any more to give. Between rising costs, bills, broken appliances, I hit my breaking point.
The reason why we have to spend as much money as we do is for a couple reasons. 1, racism. 2, corporate greed. And 3, a lot of YT individuals never see the plot of the movie.
Republican, Democrat, Independent. Why in the fuck are we fucking working our asses off and not getting nothing in fucking return? Living paycheck to paycheck. I am just so fucking tired. American dream's gone. American dream's gone. Fucking forget it. The $20 an hour rate, fucking out the fucking window. You might as well be fucking making $30, $40 an hour, because $20 is the new $10 an hour. So why are we working our asses off, getting up, routine? We're just fucking slaves to the fucking government. They're sitting in their goddamn mansions, and we're out here fucking living paycheck to paycheck, trying to get food on the table, trying to just everything.
Because the American dream is dead. The average home in the United States costs $418,000. Do you know anyone making that much money? Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone that started a business that's not drop shipping or like some sort of AI gig economy? Like, do you know anyone that owns a store? Name 2 people. Do you know anyone that our age that owns a house that did not get help from their parents? Like, there's no jobs. All the listings are fake. Jobs don't even offer healthcare. So then you're on Medicaid, you get kicked off because of the big beautiful bill that just got passed. The American dream is dead. And then they tell you you're not working hard enough. Like, make it make sense to me. So props to this creator for just verbalizing that, because I empathize 100%. You're not doing enough. America's not doing enough for you.
How do I make my therapist understand that being an American citizen, like living in this country, is what makes me depressed on a daily basis? Our wages and our costs of living are absolutely fucking ridiculous. Oh, and the government just hates women and the poor and equality, apparently. The stuff we are first or like top in is shit we shouldn't be proud of, like obesity or how unhealthy we are or the amount of mentally ill people we have. It's ridiculous. And we're pretty low on the shit that should be important to people, like healthcare and education, all of that. Other countries literally make fun of us and are baffled by the shit that we have to deal with and the way that we are treated. Our milk is banned in other countries. Other countries don't have to buy bulletproof inserts to send their children to school.
Do you realize that it costs money to exist anywhere in the United States? Like, there's almost nowhere you can just exist. You gotta pay money. It's either you're renting or you're paying for a mortgage. If you're gonna go anywhere, it's usually you have to drive or take public transportation. That costs money while you're on the way to the place you're gonna go, which you're gonna spend money at that place. Usually it's gonna be a grocery store, it's gonna be the gas station, or you're going to work, trying to make money so you can spend the money.
Hello lovelies, welcome back to this episode. Let's talk about this topic. A lot of people are crying here and there. Life in America is getting hard. Most of Americans, they no longer know what to do. When you try to observe the situation, how the grocery is getting expensive, each and everything is getting worse. After I came across this particular video, the way people are so depressed, other people they are thinking to leave America. I don't know, guys. Let's talk about this today's episode. Drop your opinion in the comment section. Then we'll come back with more commentaries.
So I just watched a video of a white woman literally crying about the conditions of the United States, how she has to work 60 hours and she's looking at other countries and they don't even have to work 40 hours, how they can take a train for like pennies on the dollar anywhere they want. Meanwhile, like our country's infrastructure is falling apart. How it feels like there's no support nets. It feels like all the safety nets are dissolving and she doesn't understand why. And I both hate and love to remind these folks that the reason why the United States is the way it is because of y'all. A lot of you are the descendants of folks, or might actually be some of the folks who were more invested in not sharing all of the programs, all of the initiatives that the United States was starting with marginalized people, specifically Black people. Y'all are some of the same folks who would have rather filled in the pools in your neighborhood than share them. Shut down the schools and the libraries rather than share them. That you would rather vote against any forming of these safety nets or any protections for these safety nets rather than share them with marginalized people. Then you look up a generation or two or less later and wonder why you don't have these safety nets to protect you, because you were banking on your whiteness to keep you safe. And a lot of you learned pretty quickly after this election that you don't even have that to keep you safe. That unless your bank account has something like 7 digits in it, that the folks that you were banking on to protect you won't. And that some of the safety nets that maybe your mama or your family had relied upon, like SNAP or Medicaid or Medicare or any of those other basic safety nets, are going to be eradicated by the very people that you voted for. May I suggest, instead of crying, you strap up? The whole bootstrap thing that y'all be telling my people about. Remember that you get what you pay for. For everybody else who's not invested in crying, maybe some suggested reading. These Some of Us by Heather McGhee. It talks about how equality is not a zero-sum game. This book has torn me up several times that I've read it, but it is essential reading. So for the next few years, might want to be diving in instead of crying on the internet. Just a thought.
Ever notice how Americans seem to pay the most but get the least? We pay on average 3 to 5 times more for healthcare, but we still skip going to the doctor because we can't afford it. Our internet is slower than many countries, yet we still pay double. Rent for a little tiny apartment like mine, we pay more than your guys' mortgages in other countries. I pay $1,600 USD for a flat. That's the back half of a garage and is 200 square feet, just so you know. And the wildest part is we're told that this is all for freedom, that we are the freest country.
Free to do what, though? To go broke? Free to make choices. But is it really a choice if it's between a $1,600 flat, that's the back half of a garage, or living with your parents? Why is the American dream so expensive? And you know what else is crazy? We're told that this is the best country to live in. But you know what we don't have? A whole list of things that other countries do have. And some of those are called basic human rights. Don't come over here and break your arm. That's going to be like a $5,000 to $10,000 souvenir. In Sweden, I've been told people get over a year paid time off to take care of their newborn baby. Here, well, hopefully you have some time off saved up, because if you don't, you're not going to be with that child. Countries like Japan, Germany, Mexico, they have safe, reliable, cheap trains. Here, you have to have a car, and gas is pretty fucking expensive, and you need that to get to your job. Most of us try to live in cities far from our work so that we can have cheaper housing, but that also means that we're sometimes driving up to an hour round trip just to get to our job and back. In my case, it is an hour round trip. While 4-day weeks of work are becoming more common in some countries, here, if you ask for 2 days off in a row, it's almost considered a damn crime. So here's my question. If other countries can do these things, why can't the USA? Let me know. I'm dying to know.
If you're thinking about leaving the US, you won't have that option long. And you might be thinking to yourself, he's saying that because, what, the Orange Goblin is going to prevent me from doing so? Indirectly, yeah. As the tariff war continues, inflation continues to increase, which means your spending power decreases. Maybe you're banking on your stocks. Well, it looks like we're in the midst of a recession, so those asset values might be going down. Remote work federally? Remote work or jobs, period, are in jeopardy. Because as corporations struggle to remain profitable as the cost of goods increases, they will always turn to layoffs as a way to keep their profits high. The point I'm trying to make is that there are subtle and not so subtle things that this presidency is really doing to keep a firm grasp on Americans, keeping them inside of this ever-going hamster wheel.
I believe that the government sold us a bill of goods when we were growing up and we were younger. And in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, they taught us that we have to achieve the American dream. The American dream was taught so much growing up to me. And like, you have these things, they put a vision in your head and then you try to achieve that vision. And as time progresses, you realize that vision or that dream becomes unreachable and unattainable. It's so interesting that our generation was the generation that missed out on what it was like to live the American dream. And what I mean by the American dream is you go to college, you get a degree, you finally get to get a good job. College isn't that expensive, so debt isn't that crazy. The cost of living wasn't that crazy. Once you get a job, you can buy a house because the housing market wasn't that crazy. Economy wasn't that crazy. Inflation was not a thing. But then that's all that they teach us. They don't teach us any other ways. But then when we get older, they change the whole entire system and they make the American dream unattainable and it's outdated. No one wants the white picket fence anymore with the family because one, they can't afford a family and they can't afford the house with the white picket fence. You can't afford kids, so there's no point in having kids. We cannot afford kids. Apartments are the same prices as houses. Like, are we serious? And then you finally realize, oh my gosh, I went to school for 4 years and now I'm $60,000 in debt, but I have nothing to show for it. You know how many videos I've came across and they were like, hey, I went to college for 6 years. I got my bachelor's degree. I got my master's degree and I'm working as an Uber driver or I'm working as a waitress or a waiter or something like that. I cannot find a job in my field. So interesting that they sold us a bill of lies growing up. They made us believe that we can reach something that was unattainable, but then what they do is they dangle it in front of us and we'll never be able to reach it. But then they wonder why this generation has woken up and we're not having kids. We are not, the kids that are younger right now, they're not planning to go to college. They're planning to start their own businesses or go straight into the workforce, straight into blue collar jobs. No one wants to go to college anymore. The college rates are dropping down. The birth rates are dropping down. No one's starting a family, which means no one's getting married. Marital rates are dropping down. The divorce rates are rising because the number one cause of divorce is finances. And so it's almost like they set us up. They set our generation up for failure. We live in the hardest time to find a job. So if you didn't need to hear it now, do not quit your job because it's going to be very hard to find one.
Republican, Democrat, Independent. Why in the fuck are we fucking working our asses off and not getting nothing in fucking return? Living paycheck to paycheck. I am just so fucking tired. The American dream's gone. American dream's gone. Fucking forget it. You know, the $20 an hour rate, fucking out the fucking window. You might as well be fucking making $30, $40 an hour, because $20 is the new $10 an hour. So why are we working our asses off, getting up, routine? We're just fucking slaves to the fucking government. They're sitting in their goddamn mansions, and we're out here fucking living paycheck to paycheck, trying to get food on the table, trying to just everything. I got 2 kids there, you know, they're at the house. You know, when are we gonna step up? When are we gonna step up and say, fuck you, and fuck you? You just want to just let the government just raw dog you fucking dry? Man, they were fucking boomers, Gen X, American dream, it was thriving. You went to work, thriving. You went because you knew that one person can go to work while the mother can take care of the kids, the house, and everything, and be fine. Because I remember being a millennial, that my dad was out working, my mother stayed at home, everything was great, living the fucking American dream. But when I get to their fucking position, hey, just bend over, let me just fuck dog you here, alright? Pay taxes in every year, every day, we get a paycheck. When it comes tax season, I want interest since you borrowed my fucking money. It's okay for banks and everything else to interest whenever we borrow for them, but when it comes to us, we want interest too, motherfuckers, so pay up. Pay in for state taxes. Your fucking roads are shit. Fucking everything's shit. Fucking property taxes, you will never own a home. You'll never own a fucking thing.
You all remember before DT came back in the office, it doesn't mean each and everything was going smoothly. We've been seeing the economy starting to clash during COVID. It kept getting worse here and there as days goes by. But the reason why this time around a lot of people are crying so hard, bitterly, is the way people were expecting to see this new administration bringing in new policies which are going to support them keep moving well. But this time around, you have seen, since DT came back, they signed a lot of executive orders, they changed a lot of policies. A lot of people couldn't even imagine what is really happening. Now, each and everyone is starting to say, where is the American dream? We've been seeing this country as a great nation. We've been having a good life, having one job, managing to buy a house, managing to go for a vacation once or twice a year as a family. But this time around, even though you are getting a lot of money, even though you are doing 3 jobs, we are no longer able to gather all the bills. We are no longer able to survive. We are struggling. We don't know what to do. Guys, when you try to observe the situation right now, you all know a lot of people outside America, they thought that America is a land of honey and sugar. Whenever you step your foot there, you start getting money here and there. But when you try to see, in the eyes of each and everyone since DT come back in the office, all eyes around the world are looking on American people, are looking on American life, American economy. You have seen since these tariffs came back in place, a lot of people came out to share their view. A lot of presidents across the world, they kept complaining what DT is doing is not fair, is going to clash each and everything, is going to increase inflation and crisis across the world because each and everyone is looking on America. But this time around, when you try to see the situation these American people are living, it's not something fair, it's something bad to watch. You all remember recently, this big, beautiful bill came to pass. You have seen the consequences people are going to be living because of this bill passing. You have seen how a lot of people came out to cry a lot, losing health care, Medicare, Medicaid, here and there, food stamps. People no longer have that hope to live because You can't tell how you've been living with a disability, having those SNAP benefits, having that health insurance. Right now, they're saying, we don't care. You need to care out, look something to do. Just try to imagine. These low-income families, try to imagine the life they are living. And you all know, most of these people who are getting affected, those are the people who live in those rural states, in those red states in rural America. Those are the people who didn't even have good life before, who didn't even have good system of education or hospitals. But this time around, they are the most affected. They are the most crying. They are the most people who no longer have that hope to live for tomorrow. Now imagine when you try to hear a lot of people, the way they are sharing their experience, how is life here and there. And for those who live outside of America, they got surprised. You have seen how this Red Note, since people started to migrate to Red Note app, a lot of Chinese were sharing why you American people are struggling to live. How come would you have 2 jobs and still crying? You can't gather all the bills. Me, I'm a Chinese. I live in China. I do one job and I can do whatever you want with my family. What are you doing there? What is the reason? You have seen how each and everything started to escalate because no one knew that American people are struggling, are surviving to live on this land. The way people they expected them, it's not the way they are. I don't know. You have seen some people are trying to cry, regretting what they voted for, what they did, but still more, it's too late. It's too late because these people you brought back in office, they don't care. They are just there minding their own businesses. They are just there to look in the way they will keep making more money from you. And these low-income families, those are the ones who remain the most victim. How this is how the system is built. They try their best level to build each and everything, which will keep make them go high, making a lot of wealthy from this poor middle class. When you try to see, or someone asks you, do you have any hope that this life in America, this American dream, which is already dead, do you think there is hope that things will come back in place? I don't think it's something easy because when you try to see, even on this new administration, the way they are doing their things, it's quite alarming. It's not something you would see, oh, I'm seeing hope from these people. Maybe when it comes in new leadership, I don't know, maybe people may expect to see something new, but this time around, no. People are crying a lot. People are losing the hope. People are depressed. People are confused. People, they no longer know what to do. You have seen that video. A lot of Americans right now, they are saying this Gen Z, they are not interested to have kids because they are saying, if I have kids, what am I going to feed them? How am I going to manage them? Where am I going to get money to raise them? Even me and myself, I can't manage to gather all the bills. And you want to say you are adding other person on my head? No, it can't work. Now see what people has been saying. Please, please. You are going to regret your actions. Now see the consequences. Guys, let me know what you think today's episode. Drop your opinion in the comment section. Thank you for watching this episode. See you in my next video. Bye.